Welcome back, arcade and electronics enthusiasts. We are looking today at a Battlezone board set, which is missing a bipolar ROM right here. I just put this on the board. I just put this on the bench, I should say. And getting ready to fire it up. See what we got. It's missing a bipolar ROM, so it will not work. I mean, that's not going to keep it from running. It'd just be all goofy graphics. I'm putting it on the scope to see what we get on the scope, if we get anything at all. We have old Atari sockets. And this customer did send along a high score save kit, but he had mentioned he'd had some kits fail on him, so he wants it to be able to work with ROMs and a kit. So I'm going to fix it with ROMs, and then he can put the kit in it. And that's just elementary. It's swapping it. You know, I'll have a new socket. This will all be working perfectly with ROMs. So yeah. Okay. So I do see we are missing that bipolar, and that, yeah. So our video will not be right. Yeah, and see, this one on this board right here has a resistor. The last Battlezone set that I repaired, this board right here in this position had a pot, which varied the pitch of the tank's engine, I believe. And I had known that I hadn't really seen a pot there before. Now this is the resistor for the fixed. It's a fixed frequency with this resistor, and it is a 120K resistor. It's a 120K resistor to fix that frequency right there, instead of having a pot. Yeah, so yeah, I don't. This isn't going to look good. If it works, it won't look good. These sockets, I don't. They're not going to. They're going to have to be replaced. I don't know if these pots are any good, or they were all bent back. They might. They don't feel broke. Might be okay. I don't see anything else obvious. Really. That's not broke. There will be a lot of maintenance to do. You know what I do want to do before I fire this thing up? I want to check this tantalum capacitor. Make sure it's not shorted. That thing will be replaced. So I just want to make sure it's not short. It's not. Good. And there's another one right here. And it is not short. So neither of those guys are short yet. Those will both be replaced. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and switch this thing on. I think I have to plug it in. Yeah, I do. Okay. And here we go. It's on, and it's not doing anything. Just a dot in the center of the screen. I'm going to get voltage readings. Voltage readings. 4.9, that's fine. Plus 12 is 10 or 1144, which is fine. That's plus 5 again. Negative, no, that's plus 15. That's good. That's plus 15. Minus 15 is minus 15. Minus 5 is minus 5. And I don't see a lug. Yeah, we do. No, that's negative 15. Here's DAC 5. And we have 5. Our voltages are all great. Right where they should be. But we have absolutely nothing going on. I'm going to put it in test, see if we get anything at all. I don't get anything on the screen, but if you can hear that, that's like a reset pop. Just kind of try to mess around with these a little bit. Nothing. Hey, there's a new noise. Yeah. Sockets are definitely no good. Not only that, we might have bad ROMs. It's hard, you know, it is what it is. We'll have to, first thing I'm going to do, this is the beginning state of this thing. Stuck in reset. Okay, yeah, that works. Yeah. Well, we have signs of life because that I hear the thing resetting and trying to do something, but it's just not getting anywhere. So yeah. First thing I'm going to do is and when I say a ton of maintenance is in order. When I come back, I'm going to have these boards cleaned up. I'm going to have these regulators replaced, the caps replaced. All of these sockets are going to be replaced on both boards. And these are going to be resoldered. And then we can move forward. And I'm going to verify all of these are good. In my reader, I need to burn a ROM right for this board. I need to burn bipolar ROM for that guy right here. That bipolar ROM is missing, so I need to burn that guy. Replace all of these sockets, and I'm going to have, while I have my reader out, I'm going to verify all of these chips. And I'll replace all the regulators and the caps up in here. And wash these boards really good, solder these connections. I've already looked at this. This connector looks fine. And then we'll come back and see where we're at, see what kind of improvement we have made, and see if we have any logic failures on this board. This could just be straight maintenance and bad ROMs. These things fail quite a bit. These are not the most reliable ROMs. So, yep, that's what we'll do. So let me take care of all of that, and I will be back. All right, in taking this main board apart, I've got all the sockets removed and everything. I took a look at this crystal. It had been replaced, and this is a 12.0. That is supposed to be a 12.096. It is a little difference, but it's a difference nonetheless. And if you want this, a lot of people are really sticklers about exact frequencies and stuff. Like, you could never get a record score on this game if that crystal wasn't the exact right frequency type of thing. So we're going to make sure that this thing has the right frequency crystal in it. So, yep, I'll put this back. I'll just keep this. I'll put this in my stock 12.00 Defender. You know, Williams boards use 12. A lot of stuff use 12, regular old 12 megahertz. So, but I'll put the proper 12096 in this board. You know, standard Atari crystal, basically. Atari used the 12.096 an awful lot, and they used 10 megahertz crystals a little bit too. So, yeah, so we'll make sure this has the right crystal. I've almost got this one all. I got all the regulators out of it, caps out of it, all of the sockets are out of it. We'll replace that crystal. I still have to get to that board now. After testing all of the ROMs in the board, there's only one that was good. That one, H. Yeah, you see, go and load H. Okay, and then compare H to buffer. It's good. It's the only one that is good. Here we have, this is E. That came out of E spot. Let's go ahead and load file E and compare. No good. Every one of these. You know, I've got some Battlezone ROMs over here. I wonder if these are any good. I really don't want to use those because they're the same. They're old ROMs I pulled out of a board. I think my friend, Todd gave me. My friend Todd gave me these ROMs. But I am not using those because these things go bad quite often. So why put those in the board? I'm going to burn new ROMs and make this thing reliable. I've already programmed the missing bipolar ROM. And yeah, my other programmer that I had out, my Data IO, these were all coming up bad, and I was like, something's got to be weird with this programmer just not liking these ROMs. So I swapped to this programmer, and no, these are all bad except for the one ROM. So we're gonna do new ROMs. And yeah, go with that because this will never be. I don't want to use those because they might. I mean, they could fail right off the get-go. So, yeah, you know, we're just going to go ahead with new ROMs. Yeah, I went ahead and loaded this up under DOS because it's just removes the Windows environment, and this runs, it just runs better. I couldn't even program these under Windows. I had to switch it to DOS. But since that was like that, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna revisit these. This one is A. I don't know if you can see that. This is A. So I'm gonna put this in the programmer, and I'm going to load A. File process, and then I'm going to just verify it. You can see these are no good. These things are absolute garbage. This one is B. I'll try it. You see there was, looks like, what is that, hex 49, or is that just 49 errors? I don't know. This one was B, so I'm going to load B. Okay, and then verify. 2E errors. Yeah, these are, here's K. K. So I will load file K. Okay, file done processing, and then verify. No good. 258 errors. Here is N. N. I'll go ahead and try that one out. So let me load file N. And verify. No good. 76 errors. Yeah, so. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and continue programming a complete set of ROMs for this. Nice new EEPROMs. Be back. Okay. All of the maintenance work is done. Sockets and the bottom of the board, the back of the board, has been cleaned. There are new sockets everywhere. Up here we got our new caps, new regulators. These caps have been replaced. This cap over here has been replaced. I touched up some of the solder on the back of this. It had already been resoldered and it was done well. It looked good. Yeah. Okay. I had programmed new ROMs. This one of the legs broke off of the ROM after I had programmed it. It was a new one too. I put this one in. This is one that I had, and I'm hoping that it's good. I really don't know. I just didn't want to burn another ROM because I'm sending this back without EEPROMs. I'm actually going to peel the stickers off of these. I'm keeping my EEPROMs. It's just what we agreed on. He didn't want to pay for the ROMs, so which I don't blame them. They were all bad. How often does that happen, you know? So I got this board. All of these sockets are new. All of these sockets are new, and I touched this up a little bit. Cleaned the back of it really good. This is a new ROM I programmed for this spot. So we are ready to fire this thing up and see what we get up on the screen. So let's go ahead and do it. It looks great. But it's making all kind of noise. To me, that sounds like we have a bad Pokey chip. Let's put it into test. See what test does. I can't read none of that. I'm going to have to put it up on the big vector monitor up there. So let's do that. I'm going to turn this off and hook that up. Alright, and here we go. I'm going to turn I went ahead and hooked up my vector monitor right there. That goes up to the monitor. Alright, we have to wait for this to come up. There it is. And it just says 126. I don't think that's a Pokey error. I don't know. Let's take it out of test. Yeah, that's got to be a bad Pokey, but it looks good. All right. I'm going to try a new Pokey in this thing and see how it does. That's got to be just the pot alignment. I would take it. We'll see. Right, I replaced the Pokey chip with a good Pokey chip. And that was the problem with the kind of runaway, firing and inputs and outputs and stuff like that. This thing, I believe, I tried cleaning these pots. These are not the greatest pots. I got it pretty good, but there are bad spots in these pots, I believe. It looks pretty good. Yeah, that looks really solid. Yeah. But if I try to mess with the size just... Oh, that looks good. That's going to... Yeah, they just needed to be cleaned up. Because these boxes and stuff were doing this before. Those pots just needed to be cleaned. Yeah, that's solid. They're not moving now. I want to see a tank and make sure the tank isn't separated. Remember how it was before. Yeah, that looked good. This looks perfect. But that Pokey chip is definitely bad. That's for sure. Cool. Well, I'm going to play a game of this thing, make sure all the controls are working, all the sounds are there, and all that good stuff. Okay, we'll go ahead and coin up. Press start. I don't know if it's on free play or what. Anyway. The sound isn't quite amplified right. The sounds sound like they're all there, but that sound's missing. We have definite audio issues. Yeah, there's something weird with the audio. So the engine, the tank engine is way too loud. And everything else is way too dim. So what I'm thinking might be happening is the tank engine is actually good, but the other ones are not being amplified correctly. Or, you know what? I am missing a capacitor. I don't know if that has anything to do with anything. I need to get the schematic out because I am missing a capacitor on this board. Right here. And it's a great big Mylar cap that goes right here. I need to get the value of that. And look into this. We have to get the volumes have to be right on this. There's something not right with this board. The sounds seem to be all there, but the tank engine sound is way louder than everything else. So we'll figure it out. Okay, looking at this guy right here, C29 is right here. .47 Mylar. And what that does is basically looks like it's going to take a lot of, it's just bypassing. I don't, it's just cleaning up, I guess, cleaning the signals as it goes out, the final signal, cleaning up the final signal of the engine sound. See, engine sound. Anyway, I have a you gonna focus? Maybe. That is .47. It's a .47. So if I start this game, let's turn it up. See how that does? Quiets that noise right down. We hear a nice engine rumble. You can hear everything else. Yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and solder this guy into the board. And I'll be back. All right. Round 2. Yeah, that's better. Ah. Yeah, boy. You got me. Ugh. Come on, go. All right. Yeah, I can't make sharp turns with the controls. I don't have a dual joystick type setup. I can only do sweeping turns like this because I have the way I have it wired, but I can test all the controls, so it's all good. Such a cool sound. This game's awesome. Yeah, I can't make sharp turns. Oh no! Aww. Whoa. Oh boy. Oh boy. All right, I'm in. Yeah, my controller, let's bring this down a little bit. I have it hooked up to an Atari joystick, and I have to hold it like Cubert, like this. And this is, if I go up towards the button, it's just straight up, and then I can go up into that way, and then up into that way, and then I can go straight back, and then back and that way, and back and that way. You know, so that's how I have this wired. I can't do the, you know, the sharp turns, but I can test all the controls that way anyway, so it's all good. So now the only thing left to do is I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to remove my EEPROMs, I'm going to uncover them and I'm going to erase them, and then I'm going to put the high score save kit in. First thing I'm going to do is verify the high score save kit is good. And then I'll end up just erasing my EEPROMs and putting them back in my stock. So let me do that. Let me get that high score save kit out and give it a try. Alright, the kit is installed. I removed all of the ROMs. I don't know if I'm supposed to have these left in here. We'll find out. I think this takes place of all of the ROMs though. Not sure. We'll find out. Anyway, let's fire it up. See what happens. It's not doing a thing. I hear deflection now, but it's not doing anything on the monitor. Let me turn this off. I'm going to put the vector ROMs in it. These are the two vector EPROMs. Maybe it has to have these. I don't know. Let's give it a shot. Yeah. So it has to have those ROMs. And it's working good. And it booted right to this game. So it must be set up that way. I don't know anything about these, to be honest. But you do have to have the vector ROMs installed. So, cool. So I do have to sell him these two ROMs because his two were definitely bad. They were no good. So it just takes care of the program. It takes place of the program, but not the vector ROMs. Or, yeah, the vector program. Okay, nice. And it fits nice and snugly in the socket, so that's good. Yeah. So I'm going to, let's set this back up and play one more game with this on there, and then we'll call it good. Okay, yeah, it's going to be a little bit of a sideways angle this time. And it is this thing on free play? Let's see. It looks really super good. Looks great. And it is on free play. So we'll start it up. Oh. Where are ya, saucer? There it is. Ah. Nice. That's it. We have a repaired Battlezone. Reconditioned Battlezone. Thing had a dead Pokey. All of these sockets replaced. Was missing this ROM, and without this, your graphics, the vectors would be drawing crazy. It was missing this cap, that guy right there, and that cap fits beautifully in there. Looks like it was made for it. I reflowed these a little bit, not much. They were already done. They were done pretty good, but I touched up a few joints. That's no big deal. Replaced all of the sockets, and I did replace these for this customer in case he ever wants to put ROMs in it and remove this. He can do that, and it'll have good sockets in it. Up here, I cleaned these pots and worked the deoxit into them. Replaced all these capacitors. I replaced the voltage regulators, all three of them. Replaced these two. These two guys are staying here. The two vector ROMs. And by golly, I believe that's about it. No, I replaced this 12.096 crystal. I replaced that guy at the proper frequency in the board. And that is going to do it. Battlezone. And as always, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. And bye for now.